Hey guys, this is Pink Link and I have a top 10 list of the top 10 Gamecube games. The Gamecube, for all of you who don't know, is a console by Nintendo that actually didn't sell that well. Even though it was more affordable than the PlayStation 2 and Xbox at the time. It was released in Europe the 3rd of May 2002 and was the first console that I ever owned. I have such awesome memories of playing this with my friends, and I think the console is overlooked because nobody talks about it. This is why I'm digging through my memories to find a top 10 list of the top 10 games on the Gamecube. By the way, this is my picks for my top 10 games. Some of the games there you might hate with a passion, but because I really enjoyed them as a kid, I'll slap them on there. Another reason that you don't see your favorite game might be because I haven't played the game, and if I haven't played it, I can't really talk about it. But hey, I like discussion, so why don't you comment your top 10 games on the Gamecube down below? I'm still widening my collection, so there might be some really great games that I've never played.
Coming soon, all in one place.
So let's jump on the list with number 10. Number 10. Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, so I really liked this game as a kid, but that was really because I lacked the ability to see if something was good or not so good. It was nothing compared to the older Sonic games for the Sega Mega Drive, for instance. But it has a really strong nostalgic value to me, and especially with the Chow Garden, and I loved it. But it doesn't really hold up. It's too repetitive. There are like 3 different game types, and yeah, it's not too good. It's not too much to say about it. But it's the basis of my childhood, so why not? This one goes purely on nostalgia. Let's go on to number 9. Number 9. In this game, you play as the guy in the shadows. You know him as Luigi. There are so many different thoughts about this game. Some really hate it, and some people love it. The story is that Luigi wins a mansion and it looks really nice on paper. It's really a haunted mansion. So your quest is to suck up all the ghosts with a vacuum that you get from this old professor. And in the end, you save Mario. Come on, the game is old. It was a really strange experience for me to play this game because on one hand, it had almost nothing to do with a Mario game, but on the other hand, I really had great times playing it. Pick up Luigi's Mansion if you dare. Number 8. Kirby Air Ride was a really fun game to play with friends. The reason why it's so low on the list is because it's a fun game to play with friends. It's really not that fun to play by yourself. You can of course choose CPUs to play with where you can adjust the difficulty. I think it's taste. Like, you like it, you might not like it. I still recommend the game, just because of its great variation. There are 3 different game types. There's Air Ride, where there's mainly racing, where you vacuum the enemies on the road to gain their abilities so you can mess with the other players. Next, there's the Top Ride mode, where there's a bird view of the map. They're mini-maps and they got a good time for sure. But there isn't much to say about it really. Then we come to my favorite mode of the game, the City Trial mode. You just mess about in the city for about 2 to 6 minutes, and all you do is picking up some power-ups so that you can win the random challenge that comes after the city challenge. So the game is basically about being the biggest asshole on planet Earth. So if that's for you, pick it up. That's all for number 8. Let's continue. Number 7. Hold on. Don't click that dislike button just yet. I'm going to tell you why this is on number 7. It's just too popular. I don't know. It brought me great times though, and it was probably one of the games I played the most. It was always the games me and my friends pulled out and played for hours on end. But it's on every list, it's always number 1, and I don't understand it. It's amazing, but it's certainly not number 1. So, I'll leave it a bit lower on the list. It's not my favorite game, but then again, it's highly recommended. Funny thing, Super Smash Bros. And Kirby Air Ride had the same company work on them, HAL Laboratory. They also worked on 2 other games for the Gamecube, but those games got cancelled for some reason. This game is amazing fun. If you haven't played it on the Gamecube, do it. And you probably already have. I mean, anyone who had a Gamecube had this game in their collection. But pick it up on eBay, it's probably pretty cheap, and have a good time with it. I'll see you in number 6. Number 6. Mario Kart Double Dash. This game is so fun with 4 people. It's also so fun to play by yourself. The maps are really differentiated and there are all these references to other Nintendo games. But be careful, this game can break any relationship. It's very competitive. I played it not too long ago with some mates and wow, curses were made. And I fucking hate that blue shell. And hey, if you want to break up with your lady or a guy, get the blue turtle shell and the relationship will be over. Great game. If you haven't played it yet, pick it up and see how good you are at go-karting. Number 5. Super Mario Sunshine. A lot of people played this game when they were younger. I just remembered a few weeks ago when I tried it again how truly frustrating this game was for me. Some mental breakdowns here and there. Oh, it was infuriating, but I still liked it. Most of it is easy, but there's a gigantic spike in difficulty some levels, especially the ones where you don't have your water backpack. I remember how I screamed in agony, but then again, it really makes you happy when you accomplish something that you've been trying on for half an hour. It's also good variation in this game, a really interesting premise that I hadn't seen in earlier Mario games. But the Mario games were very inventive anyways in the past. But I really give them respect for doing something that's really risky and doing it great. The game is also on the list for its great nostalgic value. I love this game and I really hope that you enjoyed it as well. If you haven't tried it, try it. All I have to say. Number 4. Paper Mario, the 1000-year-old door. So then again, Princess Toadstool is kidnapped and you have to rescue her as Paper Mario? Yeah, I really liked it and I still like this Paper Mario game. Again, it has so many really interesting mechanics. It's kinda like a turn-based RPG and you gain really funny skills after a short while, like turning yourself into a paper airplane and just flying around and sliding through rails. I don't want to spoil anything for you, play it for yourself. If I enjoy it, you might also enjoy it. Have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next one. Number 3. Metroid Prime 2. I get what you're saying, why not the first one? Well, I was very young when I got to Gamecube, and my dad said Metroid Prime was too mature for me, so I had to wait. And when I was a bit older, my dad got me Metroid Prime 2. It is so great. All these amazing bosses with cool ways to defeat, and all these different enemies. It also had this scanning method to get the story, so you could choose to ignore the story almost completely. There were great vast worlds, Ether and Dark Ether. I don't remember too much of it, but I'm on my second playthrough now, and I have to say, I'm still not old enough to play that game. It's scary! Like, honestly, it's scary. It takes incredible amounts of time to play through the game. Speedrunning the game takes more than 10 hours even for pro players. But there's never a dull moment. Sometimes you'll skip enemies just to get where you're supposed to go faster, but that's alright, no worries. I wouldn't say that it's a game you can complete in one sitting though. Still a game that holds great value, and whatever you're paying for it, it's not enough. Number 2. What is the Nintendo 64 logo doing here? Oh, right! Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I wasn't sure to bring this one with me on the top Gamecube list. This was originally a Nintendo 64 game, but it got ported to the Nintendo Gamecube. So I couldn't keep my fingers away. I had to have it. Does this game really need an explanation? It's amazing. There are so many things to do within the game that I can't contain my enjoyment. You have to defeat Ganon as usual and save Zelda. you had to collect these elements of power and yeah, stop cannon and yeah. In the game you get an ocarina. The ocarina was the coolest thing when you played the music on it and magic happened. You could turn night into day and different kind of things. Just awesome! I bet you already have this game in your collection, so there isn't much to say. And finally, on number 1, Star Fox Adventure. Get it away! That game was fucking shit! Get it the fuck away! Of course, number 1 is Zelda Wind Waker. Haven't played it in a while? Play it now. Don't have it? Buy it. Don't have a Gamecube? Get a Gamecube and then get this game for it. And if you have the Wii U, you can buy the HD remake of it. People got mad when this got out, and I mean mad, because they expected this realistic Link because of this trailer they saw that looked amazing. But then later, they came out with this trailer. But people came around when they played it. It was, after all, that great. I love this game. I would go as far as to say it's one of my favorite games of all time. On Gamecube it looked so wonderful, and it still does. You're Link and you have to save your sister who has been kidnapped by a gigantic bird. First you save with pirates to get her back, but you get snatched by the bird and thrown at sea. There you get picked up on a talking boat, and maybe Link is just really stoned through this entire game. Well, whatever. It's great. I'm even going to buy a Wii U next month just to get the HD remake. The game is that good. The bosses have beautiful designs and it's humorous. It's actually my favorite Zelda game. No lie, it holds up so incredibly. But the cameraman is inverted, which is terrible, but she'll get used to it after a while. So that's my top 10 list, women and men. You have a great time, and I'll see you next time. Pink Link out.